Hi there, this is Carrie from Stamp with CT. It is Wednesday, and that means Facebook Live time, so welcome whether you're watching the replay. And if you're seeing this part of the video, you probably are. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe button for me. And if you are watching on Facebook, love to see a heart go up. And I appreciate you watching. You can like and follow my Stamp with CT Facebook page. Good morning, Judy. So I'll wait just a minute for notifications to go out to let people know that we're live. I'll share with you that we've had lots of sirens this morning. The train has been going back and forth, so there may be some background noise, but that's not going to keep us from crafting. And just hope and pray that whatever those sirens are about, that people are okay and safe. So welcome to our Wednesday Facebook Live. Super glad that you're here, whether it's live or through the replay. Oliver is here with me, so you may hear some little nails on the floor. And just a reminder, I can't see your comments while I'm making the video, but I always go back and take a look at them afterwards. So I appreciate you guys doing that. We're going to jump right into the crafting this morning. We made a fun fold in stamp class this past Saturday, and it works like this. It's super awesome. It gives you a chance to really show off some designer series paper. This is a great card if you have lots of people in your family that need to sign a card, or I know a lot of times at work we give cards together, so it has lots of real estate for people to sign. You could even sign on the back with this one since it's a white card base. So I wanted to share this with you. Even though we made it in stamp class on Saturday, we had some glitches with Facebook Live Saturday. And apparently I'm not the only creator that did. Lots of other people have been talking about it. So it cut the videos off a couple of different times. And this is just such an awesome fold. I want to make sure that you guys understand how to make it. It is not hard. It's just got a couple components to it. Want to make sure you understand how to make it and that you feel confident recreating it, because it really is an awesome card fold. So I am going to set that one aside. Like I said, that was part of our Artfully Composed stamp class. And if you missed that, I do my stamp class the third Saturday of each month in our community Facebook group, which is CT's Craft and Connect. So I can put a link there. You're always welcome to go watch the video. And then I thought, well, let's make one with some products and make something bright and fun. So I came up with this little card, and I thought it turned out super, super cute. So we've got a fun color combination of white crumb cake, crushed curry, and then an awesome new color called Sweet Sorbet. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So I thought we would talk a little bit about the new colors. I'll give you a little sneak peek into some of the new products, because you may not recognize this designer series paper, and that's because it's coming in our new annual catalog, and I believe it's called T Boutique. Still learning some of the names, so hopefully you'll be patient with me, but didn't this turn out just super, super cute? Now this daisy actually comes from a stamp set that we used last week, and it's called the Hello Ladybug stamp set, and it has this little daisy here, and I thought I'm going to give this a try. And some of you may have already figured this out, but I was pretty impressed with myself. You can stamp this and fussy cut it, or you can pull out your medium daisy punch, and I know lots and lots of you have it. And you can just work with this until you get this lined up. It took me just a minute to get it lined up where I didn't have any white, because I know a lot of you are not huge fans of fussy cutting. I don't mind it. I don't want to do it all the time, but I don't mind doing it. So just thought I'd share this little tip with you. I think I've got it pretty well lined up. When I punch this out, I'll show you here, it does leave a little bit of the stamped image, but I was fine with that because that way you don't really have, if you line it up well, you don't really have any white. But I thought that is an awesome tip. So if you're not crazy about fussy cutting, pull out that medium daisy punch and pair it with this Hello Ladybug stamp set. Okay, so let me move those out of the way a little bit more. Like I said, we're using some products that are new, and I need a bigger table. So this is a new stamp set called Cup of Tea that will be coming May 3rd for customers. Demonstrators are able to order about a month early, so I've been playing with some of these products. Then there's also these amazing dies that coordinate with it, and I'm looking teacup dies. So aren't they fun? Lots of images that coordinate, and I haven't really tried to see, I don't think there's teacups large enough that it would with the designer series paper line up with the dies, but super, super cute. I'm working on card swaps for a demonstrator card swap, and I used these supplies, so I'll show you that later. Let's take a look at the designer series paper. Again, it's called Tea Boutique, and it has some of the new in colors in it, like Sweet Sorbet. Isn't that pretty? So we'll take a look at the A side, and then we'll flip over and look at the B side. Now, a lot of times I don't show sneak peeks of new product, but I'm just so excited about this one. I couldn't help myself, and I figured y'all would forgive me. Super fun. So, so pretty. And we're gonna create another card with this. So there's that paper that I used on the daisy card. I love it. So you get 4 sheets of each of these papers. That's the one I use for my swap. Not going to show you that today, but I will be showing you that. And then the B side, of course, has some more muted tones and patterns that just really make it fun to use both sides of your paper. Aren't they pretty? Such beautiful colors. I can get my fingers to work there. And as I said, you may not recognize some of these colors because this paper has some of our new colors in it. So before we actually create our project, let's take a look at the colors. I'm going to bring in my piercing mat, and then over here, before I drop my stamp, I have a strip of just basic white cardstock, and thought, wouldn't it be fun if we just did a little bit of stamping? We had team meeting last week, and we did some comparing and contrasting of the new colors to some of the colors that are already in our product line. So we'll stamp Sweet Sorbet, and who knows, maybe I can do something, a project with these daisies. So it is a lovely, lovely shade. And then the next one is Starry Sky, and I'm just using them in the order that they're on my table. Nothing, like it's not like my favorites or anything like that. I don't think I have a new in color favorite just yet. Ooh, pretty. Clean that stamp again. A nice deep blue. And then we have Tahitian Tide. And this is a really pretty, like, teal. I love it as well. I think I love them all. That's my problem. I love it all, y'all. But you understand. Cleans so well. Oh, I didn't look at the name of this one. Let me... Oh, I don't know them just yet. I'm still learning. Let me take a look. Oh, this one is called Orchid Oasis. Super pretty purple hue. And then we've got one last one. And we talked about the fact that this makes us think about one that we've had in the past. And now I can't remember. Oh, Lemon Lime Twist. This one. This is the one that I can remember the name of. It's called Parakeet Party. Super fun. So a nice, bright, fun green for us. Okay. So I'll bring this up where you can see it a little bit better. Look how awesome these colors are. So bright, so fun. They play well together too, don't they? I already love them. I just need to learn their names. So who knows? I may punch those out. I may make a little card with those and show you later in the week. Post it on my page here. Okay. Let's get to work on our project for today. I've got things that I've already cut, and I wanted to share with you right quick. In the Tropical Layers dies, there is this border die, and I'm going to put it on the back here so you can see it better. This is an awesome kind of bonus die that you get in this die set, and it's great for doing the border on these cards. So that is where this came from. Isn't that cool? Just wanted to point that out. And you do need your trimmer to create this card, and also a pencil works well with this. There's other ways that you can mark it, but I like using my trimmer. You could, of course, also bring in just a ruler. I've got my basic white card base, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I've gone ahead and burnished the fold. And I'm just using the regular basic white. Typically I use the thick basic white for my white card bases, but this card has lots of layers, so just wanted to cut down on the bulk for it. I'm going to put the piece of paper, it's just like your standard card to open, put the front of it at 1 inch on the right side of my trimmer. Then I'm going to come in right where the cutting blade would go and make a little notch with my pencil. I'm going to turn the card upside down, so now it would actually open backward. Put it again at 1 inch. See where my cutting blade would cut, and that's where I'll put my notch again. Now I'm going to open this up. And I'll tell you, you don't have to follow this measurement exactly. That's the beauty of this fold. You can do so much with it. And if you're not spot on to 1 inch, that doesn't matter. So we're going to line those little tick marks up in our trimmer. So right about there, and I'll swing this over here. And then I just want to cut this piece off. Okay, so this piece you can save because you can use that for some other stamping for a different project. And that's all we need our trimmer for. Tuck it out of the way. Let me bring my bone folder back in and burnish that fold again. And I'll bring this a little closer because I've got a tiny pencil mark up here at the top. I'm just going to use a little eraser to get any pencil mark off. I think the bottom's fine. It's just a little bit at the top. So that's what gives you that awesome line there of this fun fold where you get a little sneak peek of your designer series paper. Okay, let's go ahead. I've cut a piece of Starry Sky Cardstock with that border die. Just want to make sure I get the right side. I'm actually going to put this right here at the edge, and there's some stitch marks. You may not be able to see very clearly on video, but there's some stitch marks there. I'm just going to line that up on the edge. So just a small bead of glue, if I can get my glue going here. Just headed down this line. And then I can add this little strip of paper. Now it is longer than it needs to be, but we're just going to be able to cut that right off. Oh, I just made a mess with my glue, y'all. That wasn't very good. What I'll do is let it dry though, and I can work on that once it dries. Don't do that. So just going to line it up. Let that little stitch mark show. Just that alone on a white card front, how cute is that? So let's let that dry for a second, my gluey mess. But once it does dry, I can go back in with my adhesive eraser and I can get that taken care of. There's always a fix, isn't there? And then we'll just snip that off. Even with the top of the card. Let me make sure I got that in. That's okay. And then same thing with the bottom. Just snip those little pieces right off, and I'll get those out of the way. Okay, now something you're going to find with this fold is you're probably going to want to continually burnish this because it doesn't want to lay down as well because of the bulk of the card. But I did find that after I had this one in a clear envelope for a while, it's behaving much better. Okay, next step. Let's bring in a piece of Starry Sky Cardstock, and this is, let me stop and think, it's 8 inches by 5 1/4, and it is scored at 4 inches. So again, we'll burnish our fold, and then we're going to be gluing this in, but really stop and think about what you're doing because this is not the way you would normally think to do it. You're gluing it in backward, okay? So let's put a little liquid glue here. Because of the way this folds, you just have to stop and think about it. Now, I love the fact that this also becomes your mat for that layer. Super fun. And it's going to open up just like that. Just making sure I don't have it super even. Let's work on that just a little bit. I love having that wiggle room of my liquid glue. A lot of times people will comment or message me that they find liquid glue difficult to use, and a lot of it has to do with just using it sparingly. So kind of do as I say, not as I do, right? I decided to use this super cute piece of the Boutique Designer Series paper on this outer part. It is darling. So these pieces that we're working on now, I'll have a couple pieces of Designer Series paper and another piece of basic white. They are all cut at 5 inches by 3 3/4. So look how cute that is. That little peak of Designer Series paper. Then we'll open it up. And I decided to pull in this, oh gosh, I've already forgotten the name, Tahitian Tide piece of Designer Series paper with the little dots. It's really cute. Ooh, I hate putting adhesive on pretty paper, but we've got to do it. And then we'll just add this. I seem to work better if I turn it sideways. Doesn't that just really stand out and pop on that starry sky? So pretty. Tahitian Tide. I love you already, Tahitian Tide. And then I have a piece of basic white cardstock that's going to go over here for me to write my message, but I also had a little scrap of these teapots. So let's add that. That's always fun. And I'll put it down at the bottom of this piece. Now you could certainly do some stamping. That would be cute. Just the options are endless with this fold. And honestly, I just want to keep making cards with this fold. It's so fun. And you know, I bet you could figure out how to make a little pocket too. That would be darling, and put a tea bag in there. Love it. Okay. May need to leave that open for a second and let it dry. And I'll show you the things that I've already stamped and die cut. Go ahead and pull them in. I took a piece of designer series paper in a couple different colors and then stamped the teacup image and die cut them with those teacup dies. Then I also stamped this beautiful thank you, and we're just going to add it to a scallop circle, and again stamped with Starry Sky. The Starry Sky little background to really make that pop. And I'll set that aside and let it dry. Now I was thinking, before I close that, let's burnish it one more time. I was thinking that these little teacups would look super cute if they were placed kind of precariously here on the front. And what I'll do is glue this one down, a little liquid glue, and right about like that. And we'll pop the next one up. So it's Tahitian Tide, but it's stamped with Starry Sky, that image. Let's get a couple of dimensionals. Let me know what you think, but I'm loving this suite of products. And we'll add this little teacup. And this time we'll put it kind of going back the other way. Doesn't that look cute? A little stack of teacups. And then, if this will fit over here on the white, I think I'm going to need to move it over. I thought it might fit on the white, but I think I'll like it better over on the designer series paper. I just didn't want to cover up a teapot if I could keep from it. I think we'll just put it over here. And we won't worry about it. That will cover that little teapot, but that's okay. Okay, so our cute thank you sentiment. And then I got out my iridescent rhinestones because that's what I used for this card. But I just don't really think I necessarily need any bling over here. So I think I'm going to just leave it alone. I really like the way that this turned out. Could always add some Wink of Stella to the little teacups. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. So super, super cute. Fun new colors. Love this fold. So awesome. Love being able to show off our amazing designer series papers. Let me show you this one more time. Now that makes you smile, doesn't it? So cute. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Happy Mail right quick. I hope you enjoyed those projects. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will put some measurements up for you. And then also the link to CT's Craft and Connect if you want to watch stamp class. Now I do have a couple of cards. This first one comes from my amazing friend Jan Miller. It is just gorgeous. Such a beautiful card. Thank you, Jan. Dale and I just looked at it and looked at it. It is so pretty. Loved it. And your sweet message inside as well. That was so very nice of you. And then I received this awesome card from my sweet friend Mimi. It is lovely. She always goes above and beyond. It's got some vellum on the inside, some stickers. It's beautiful. So thank you, Mimi. And thank you, Jan. We love going to the mailbox and finding pretty cards, not just bills. Let's talk a little bit about our giveaway for the week. Let me look right quick because I know I pulled a name by random draw, and these classic matte dots, which were our giveaway from last week, are going to my super sweet friend and teammate Kim Roberts. So Kim, be watching for those in the mail. We'll get those in the mail to you, or Dale will. Let's be honest, Dale does my shipping, and I appreciate him for doing that. And then I did find a package of iridescent rhinestones. Y'all know I love them. I put them on everything. So that will be our prize for this week. Now, to be entered for a chance to win the prize, all you have to do is leave a comment. Whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, just leave me a comment and let me know what you think of the projects, how you're doing, what your weather's like. Any comment is fine to enter you for a chance to win, and I will pick a name to be the winner for next week of these rhinestones. Now, before I go, one last little thing. I'm super excited that Stampin' Up! Announced they're offering free shipping tomorrow, the 21st of April. It's on orders of $75 and more. And so if you have an order ready to go in, tomorrow would be a perfect time and take advantage of free shipping. Super excited that they're offering that. Let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate you being with me. Oliver's getting a little bit antsy, so we'll go for now. I did want to say before I go that I know a lot of people are going through some rough times. I know that you have lots of options as far as creators that you watch, and I want you to know that I appreciate from the bottom of my heart that you're here and that you're spending some time with me. That means the world to me. So thank you so much. Y'all take care.